Hello! I must have pressed live before I went and turned off my dishwasher. So, FFE, it is Wednesday. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Wednesday is like one of my favourite days of the week because everybody calls it hump day and that makes me laugh. But also because today I'm talking about ideal clients and that's a topic that I love. And why you're not making money in your business right now. So, when you get here, let me know. Shout out, give me a holla. I'm really not cool enough to say that. But yeah, let me know when you're here. We will get started. We're going to be talking about all about ideal clients and why you're not making the money that you want to make right now. And obviously I'm in a super excited mood today because I got featured. Hey Sabrina, how are you, my love? Wearing my yoga pants and my sweats. And I'm a little bit excited today because I got featured in a little magazine that you might have heard of called Forbes, which is epic! And I'm so excited about it. And yes, I've been telling everybody, including the mailman / postman if you're in England. So I told the postman this morning, hey mama! So when the postman rocked up at my house this morning and he, bless him, only wanted to deliver a book for me, was like, oh, you look excited. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm in Forbes. And he was like, wow, that's really great for you. I just want you to sign this so I can leave. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you, my loves. Hey, Stacey. Mwah. So today, ideal clients and why you're not making money right now in your biz. I love it, Lorraine. That sounds like the title for me. And you're here, yay! So, ideal clients in your business. Now, I'm seeing a lot of stuff going around at the moment about ideal clients and, you know, all this kind of crap about you need to know what size flip-flops they wear and you have to understand whether they live in the suburbs or whether they live in the city and blah, 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 blah. And I'm basically going to call that out today because and there are going to be a lot of things I call out on this training, just as an FYI, because ideal client is a really tricky one. And it's not something that you can base off of somebody's shoe size or where they shop or what coffee they drink, because actually it's when you're working with your ideal client, the reason that they're your ideal client is because they have certain characteristics rather than necessarily just demographics, which is what people work on. So think about it this way. When you're targeting a Facebook ad, you need demographics, okay? You need to know what they're interested in. So are they somebody that follows entrepreneurship or social media or particular health conditions and stuff? And you need to know probably their age, where they live, that kind of thing. That's because you're targeting specific people and a specific demographic. When you're thinking about your ideal client, it's pretty different. Because the way that I look at my ideal clients is that they're actually people I enjoy working with because they have specific traits. And that's a bit harder to define, but it's actually where I started making money in my business, was when I learned how to properly identify who my ideal clients actually were. Because when I worked in corporate, there was no such thing as an ideal client, okay? There was no such thing. What we would do is we would section it out and we'd go, okay, you have every company A to C in this area. And you can go and do as much business development as you like. You can go and phone them as many times as you like. And it doesn't matter as long as they are a business whose name begins with the letters A, B, or C. And that's it. And you get them. And so when I came into the online world and people were talking about ideal clients and it was a very complicated process, I kind of got a bit confused about the whole thing. And I was just like, well, surely it should just be people I like working with and that I really enjoy working with. Exactly, Mama. I love it. Lorraine, right now my ideal client is someone who doesn't let her husband say, no, we can't afford it. Right. Okay, good. Let's use that as a starting point, right? So when we think about our ideal clients, these should be the ideal clients that actually are perfect in terms of where they are. Yeah, it was a bummer. If you got those letters, it was like a no-go. Your ideal client is somebody who is perfect for you in terms of where they are and what they need to learn. So, you know, perhaps you're helping them learn something specific or a specific at a specific level, but mostly in terms of characteristics. So like Lorraine and Sabrina have said, someone who doesn't ask their husband for permission. Now, when I look at my ideal client, I want someone that, unsurprisingly, wants to get results. I want someone that actually says, Jess, I want to have this goal and I want to hit it. And I'm like, great, I love those people. Those people that come to me and they go, I've got a goal, I want to do this. I'm like, oh my God, I'm all over you, right? I also, however, want people who take action, because it's surprising how many people there are that are like, yeah, I want to do stuff, but then don't do the work required. So I don't want those people. I don't want the people who expect it to like magically kind of download into their brain and then it just magically happens. I don't want those people. They're lovely people, but it's unrealistic. I want the people who are like, I have a specific goal, I want to hit specific results, and I'm going to go and make that happen. And the way that I look at it is that those people have characteristics that I have. They're dedicated. They are passionate. They want to get results for their clients. That's first and foremost. They want to be a master at what they do, not just at making money. And they want to be somebody who's a quick decision maker. They're an action taker. They're a game changer. They're, all the cliches, right? I want those people, the unicorns. I want the unicorns. If you are a unicorn, I want you, right? And this is really evident to me that those are the people I enjoy working with, because they are the people that they're happy to test and tweak. They are resilient. If something doesn't work, they'll try something else. They're happy to pivot. They, don't complain. They get down to it. They do the work and they get the results, and that's it, right? And yes, they have off days because they're human. And yes, they have, days where they're not in work mode. They're maybe in Netflix mode, and that's cool too. But the majority of the time, hey Max, the majority of the time, they are the action takers. They are the people who are genuinely committed to making big things happen, right? That's my ideal client. Now, of course, there's a practical level to this, okay? And I'm going to talk about that in a sec, because I want to see what everybody else wants in an ideal client. So when you think about characteristics for your ideal clients, what characteristics or personality traits do you want these people to have? Like, what do you want them to, or how do you want them to act, right? Hey Ariana, you are like my soul twin, and this is my rescue dog. I was telling Ariana about my Max rescue earlier, and Max is the dog that I found while I was running off the hangover. One day, here he is. He's like the the marketing officer here. So tell me, what characteristics do you want your ideal clients to have, personality wise, right? I'm throwing my words. I love it. So we've got Shoshana, my latest 2 clients are outside my ideal client age, but their personalities and needs are so perfect for me that I would never turn them down. Exactly. Personality is important, right? Nobody wants to work with somebody they don't like. Julie loves goal setters. Who doesn't? And Julie is an incredible goal setter, FYI. Stacey rides unicorns. Yes, that counts. Sabrina wants goal getters. Amazing. Teachable and not stuck on being right. Yes, that's so important. People that are actually coachable. Nobody wants the kind of person that goes, oh, I've heard that, I've tried that, I've done that. Great that you've tried it and done it, but if it hasn't worked, it's probably that you got it wrong. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you have to be coachable. You have to be open to constructive feedback, right? Lorraine, commitment. Yes. Do the homework and report back. I hate it when they go quiet. Yes. Ready to work, genuinely nice people. All my best clients love animals. Animals are a huge thing for me. If someone's good with animals, they're always going to be good. She's open and connected to her soul and spirit. She wants more out of life. She's ready to connect deeper to that part of herself between 30 and 55. Cool. People who take responsibility for their actions. Yes, that's a huge one. If somebody comes and they blame other people as to why they didn't get the results, I don't want them. Because the chances are they didn't show up, they didn't do the work, and then guess what? They're going to do the same to me, and they're going to be telling everyone else that I'm that person that they can blame next time, right? Mema, I love it. Hilarious, feisty, yeah, someone who has every confidence they can help with people with their expertise, open to suggestion. Wants to learn how to really balance reality with spirit, walk the talk, dreamers and action takers. I love that. Sponges. That's a great word. That is a great word. Sponges. don't complain, eager to learn, passionate. Yes, and this is the thing, right? So when we look at our ideal clients and we're like, we want these passionate, committed goal setters who are actually going to take responsibility for their business or for their life or for their health, who have a good sense of humor, who know what they want to do, and who are genuinely 100% into making it happen. Why is it that we then try and put them in like a weird box? We're like, oh, okay, well, you know, then I can only want to serve one of those kinds of people. And Shoshana kind of touched upon this earlier, in that her ideal clients were outside of the normal age range. But because they were so perfect in terms of characteristics, she couldn't turn them down. And that brings us on to practicality, right? People are not always going to fit in boxes. So when I'm looking at my ideal clients, I look at, okay, what characteristics do they have? Do they know and do they show the characteristics that I want in an ideal client? And secondly, can they pay me? Because ultimately, I have lots of people that are ideal clients and that I love. And I also, in order for them to be ideal clients, I need them to be able to pay me. That's a big thing, right? Because we have to run businesses. And there are times in my business where I can give scholarships, where I can give, like, massively over deliver in my community. I can give out free calls and stuff like that. But ultimately, right, when we're starting out, we need people who can pay us. We need people, ideal clients, who are committed, who want to take action, and who want to pay us for doing that, okay? That's really important. And then the third thing is, and I know this is going to, like, kill some people, but ideal clients, when you start out, you cannot be multi-passionate, okay? You can't be about your ideal client. You can have multiple ideal clients, but you need to master one before you move forward. Because, and I know this is really unpopular because everybody wants to work with somebody, you know, and I do it, and I'm going to walk you through my ideal clients in a second, how I map that out, but you cannot market to all of them at once. Unless you are superhuman or have like a zillion funnels, it's going to be really, really difficult for you to do everything in one go. So what you have to do is you have to focus on one ideal client first, ideally the one who loves you and is all of the character or exhibits all the characteristics you want and can pay you. And you have to really get to know, what is their pain? What is their problem? What transformation do they want? Master that, master the art of selling to them, and then you can be like, okay, now I'm going to open it up to those other people who I think I could help. And so let's look at what that, I'll give you a concrete example in my business. So I have 3 ideal clients. I have the newer entrepreneur who is perhaps like 6 to 12 months in business, who just wants to make money, right? They just want to make money in their business because they've come into the business world, maybe from a corporate job, maybe from, you know, they've just decided to set up a business. And the most important thing to them right now is creating cash. That's all they need to focus on. They don't need to do the other stuff. They just need to make money. So that's one of my ideal clients. And I love working with them because it's fun, because it's fast, because they see these really great results, and I enjoy it. Okay? But they're newbies. So in terms of being able to pay me like a ton of money, that's not going to happen, right? Because they don't have that capital. So I have special offers that are just for newbies. You know, one of them is obviously the Dotties, which does support people at like different levels, but it's one of the most popular newbie offers because the price point is really low and because there is so much content in there that is going to help them make sales, right? That's why it's popular. That's why it's been done like that. The other really popular newbie offer that I have is cash creation, because people who want a business that's going to be successful have to make money, and to do that they have to be able to create cash. So that again is a really successful newbie offer that I have. Okay, I love this. Sam, yes, I just started really niching down. It's the best decision I've made. It really is. Focus on one, master one, then the others, right? Lorraine, maybe it depends on which parts of your ideal clients overlap. Like one might be ex-corporate, super motivated, has lots of money. The other might be a stay-at-home mum, but both will have the curiosity, commitment, and clarity. Exactly. And that's why you need to be stacking your ideal clients, and you master one first and then you move out. So for example, if I'd have tried to build my business on new business owners who couldn't pay me, which originally is kind of what I tried to do, my business wouldn't be successful, because people, although they'd be people I'd love to work with, they would be people that couldn't pay me. And so that wouldn't help me, and ultimately it wouldn't help them either, because I'd be helping them and then I'd be like, shit, I've got to go back to my corporate job. Good luck. Yeah. So the second part of my ideal clients are those people that are making, you know, they're consistently making 5 to 10k a month, and so they're bringing in 5 to 10k a month online, and they're like, okay, I know how I do this, and I've kind of got used to doing it. And those people need to learn how to leverage what they have in order to scale it. So they need to get a bit bigger, and they need to go to 20k or 30k months. And again, they have all the same characteristics. They're still committed. They're still action takers. They still really care about their clients. Their clients' results are paramount to them, you know, but they just want to grow. They want to make more money, and they want it to be consistent. Okay. And so for them, I have specific offers that help them be more consistent about leveraging and scaling their business. And then my third ideal client is the entrepreneur who's already making money, but they're hustling, right? So they're making like 15, 20, 30k a month, but they're hustling to do it. They're every month they're kind of like, shoot, I've got all this stuff that I need to do. They've got like a million balls in the air. They don't have systems. They don't have structures. They don't know how to automate their sales process. Okay. And so for those people, those my ideal clients, they have the same personality traits. They're still driven. They're still passionate. They're still results based, but they have different needs. They need to automate, they need to delegate, they need to be leaders, right? And so there are different offers for them. Is this making sense to people? Ariana, you're speaking to my struggle. I think we have to get crystal clear on a number one ideal client, and I think we're aiming at family-oriented entrepreneurs. And that's a key thing. You only need to get clear on one first. And make sure it's the one with, at the risk of sounding hugely mercenary, but it's not, you know, I'm not kind of, we all know that I'm not somebody who's a money grabber, but it's really important that these people can pay you. So even though you might have like a ton of different ideal clients, make sure that you focus on one first who has all of the characteristics that you need, but is also able to pay you for your services. Okay? Because that's just business sense. If they can't pay you, it's going to be really difficult for you to keep helping them and to help more people. Nicola, how quickly do you think is the average going from one to the next? It usually takes you 3 to 6 months and that really depends on your sales skills, and how quickly you get to know their pain points, how quickly you get to know how to market to their transformation, how to create a sales process that they enjoy going through and that is consistently successful for those people. But yeah, 3 to 6 months. Most likely for most people. I'm just going to take a sip of water. But yeah, and that's what you want to be doing. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people who, and I firmly believe, right, you can be multi-passionate. You can have multiple ideal clients. You can have multiple marketing messages. You can have multiple areas that you are skilled in. But you cannot do them all at once. So let's stop trying. You know, because when people try and do them all at once and they go, but, you know, if I talk to this person, then this person's going to feel left out. Well, that sucks. But in 6 months' time, you will be talking to that person over there, and this person will be the person that's like maybe, you know, taking a back seat for a little bit. And that's okay. It's cyclical, and things will change. But it also is really important, if you have multiple ideal clients, to have those multiple offers that are going to help cater for them. You know, you should have a business model that is going to help people progress through your business and through your learning skills and programs that you have as they start getting results. So as they start growing, they can go into the next thing with you because they already know you, they already like you, they already trust you, they know you can get them results. So you can't just keep cutting people off at the head. It's like saying, oh, okay, cool, well, you know, you lost 10 pounds now, so off you go. Go and find another nutritionist who can help you lose the last 2 because they're really stubborn or whatever. Hey, Marcy. So we need to be a bit more consistent about ideal clients for a couple of reasons, because it's really holding people back on making money. Not just because if you're not talking to your ideal clients, you're not going to make money. Obviously, that's a big reason. If you're not talking to your ideal clients, then it's quite likely that money is not being made in your business. But also because if you can grow with your ideal clients, if you can develop them and they can continue going through your business model, guess what? That's going to increase your lifetime value of a customer. And it's going to mean that that person has a much deeper relationship with you. They're going to know you, like you, trust you, recommend you, refer you. They're going to probably enroll in more than one of your services. And actually, that's what you want. You don't want to be chasing down new clients every month. You want to be really servicing the clients you already have to the best of your ability. Shoshana, so if I'm a family health and wellness coach, could I just concentrate on mums right now and then concentrate on working with the kids later on? Don't market to the kids now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. So work with mums now. And then once you've got used to that and you're like selling out of all that stuff, work on the kids. Because the mum is now healthy, she's going to want to know how her kids can be healthy, right? The mum is now healthy. The dad is probably going to be like, oh, I want to lose a few pounds now. If she's looking great and feeling great, I want to do that. And then they're going to be like, right, how can our kids do that? How can we, have this healthy lifestyle? When you work through it like that, you work through it in a way that is strategic and structured, and it helps people stay in your process and, be bought into you and what you can do and how you can help them for much, much longer. Okay. Lorraine, I think targeting families is fab because parents always want to help their kids. It's harder getting women to invest in themselves, particularly mums who may not be earning an income. Exactly. And that wouldn't be an ideal client. If the mum isn't earning an income, then it wouldn't be an ideal client because she can't pay you. Like that's, and I know that I'm massively generalizing here, and I'm not deliberately setting out to be provocative or mean or not inclusionary of people. But when you're talking about ideal clients, it's really important that they have all the characteristics, but they also can pay you. That's integral. That's an integral part of this process. Because if they can't, you're going to end up running a really, really expensive hobby. And that's something I did in my business, and it was a big mistake that I made. And it wasn't, I didn't love working with those people, but I found that when I was working with people who weren't committed, i.e. they didn't pay me, and I had clients who paid their first installment, never paid their second, all that kind of stuff, it meant they weren't committed to their business either. They would say that they would do the work and then they wouldn't. And they wouldn't get results, and then the cycle would go on. So if you want committed, they have to be committed in every area, right? Mums sometimes just want everything for free and ask 100 questions, get 1,000 answers, and don't invest even if it's the kids. Again, you need to be talking to the clients you want. The clients you want are the ones that are going to be interested in actually investing in their health or their child's health. And I think it also comes down to how do you treat these people. I honestly don't mind. I have a lot of people in my community who will never buy anything from me, who will show up, who will come on every free training, and I'm glad for them. And I'm grateful for those people, because those people won't necessarily buy from me, but they will go and they will tell other people how great I am, because I don't mind helping. I really don't. They're not my ideal clients because they're not ever going to buy from me, and I'm fully aware of that, and I'm fully open to it, so it doesn't bother me. I don't, I know a lot of people go on about freebie hunters and all this kind of crap. That's disrespectful and it's rude. And I value those people as part of my community. I don't try and sell to them because I know they're not going to buy. That's it. That's simple. I know that they will go and they'll be great messengers, and they will talk to people and they will tell people how ace my content is. And those people who come in as a result might be biased. But I'm not marketing to those people. I'm marketing to the people that I really want to help, that I really know that I can get results for, and that genuinely are committed. Does that make sense? A mum taking 6 months off full-time with savings in the bank is no different to a newbie coach giving up corporate. Yeah, no, they're no different. I didn't mean that they were. It was just that you said mums with no money, and they wouldn't be an ideal client. Like savings in the bank is different because they have the ability to pay you. After the second question, pointing to your paid low-cost programs. Yeah, I think you're kind of getting caught up in the money conversation, and that's a whole nother topic in itself. But if you're getting an objection consistently that money is the objection, I find very rarely that money is an objection. Okay, it's not because I teach people how to make money, and if you think that it is, it's definitely not the case. The reason that I find that money is not an objection that often is because money is often not the real objection. Okay, the real objection for people is usually self-belief. Now, if they don't believe they can get the results that you're telling them they can, they're not going to buy. It's not because they don't have the money. It's not because they don't have access to the money. It's not because their husband, or themselves don't earn a ton of money. It's nothing to do with the money, right? The money is just money. It's because they don't believe it can happen for them. And that comes down to two things. Either they don't believe in themselves that they can make it happen for them, or they don't believe that you can make it happen for them. And that is honestly what it comes down to. It's very, very rare that I talk to people who are like, and I will openly say to people on discovery calls, hey, look, I'm being really honest with you. I'd really love it if you could be honest with me. Is it really the money, or is there something that you still have questions about, or that is making you feel like it's not something you could achieve? And when I say that to people usually come back and they go, yeah, actually, I'm not sure that this support is going to be what I need, or I think I might need more one-to-one, or actually I'm not sure that I'm in a stage in my business or my life or my health that I need this level of support. Maybe I just need that. So it's about you qualifying your ideal clients on the phone or in person or however you sell. And it's about saying to them, look, I get it. We've all been there. I was at a stage in my business where I had no money. And at that point in time, I was committed to making it happen. And so I did everything that I could do. I sold stuff. I took out my first ever credit card. I did all that kind of thing. And no, I wouldn't ever sell that as an option to someone on the phone. I would never say to people, oh, well, take out a loan so that you can pay to work with me. That's not my style. But will I look at, talking to my ideal clients who are the committed people, and will I say to them, okay, is this really the money, or is this a different problem altogether? And if it's a different problem altogether, we can talk about it. There's no pressure. If it's the money, that's totally cool. Come back in 6 months. Come back in 3 months. That's the thing. I'm not into high pressure selling, but we need to be able to be honest with our ideal clients. Is money the problem, or is it something else? And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be something else. And so when you're talking to your ideal clients, the reason it's so important to have those ideal clients in mind and have those characteristics and know those pain points and know those transformation points is because when you're talking to them, you are actually speaking their language. You're saying, hey, I get what it's like. I know what it's like to be you. I know what you're feeling right now, and it sucks. Right? It sucks to be there. It sucks to be stuck with selling, or it sucks to be stuck with health or relationships or whatever. But here's how it can look if you take these steps. That's all we're doing. We're just showing people what they can do. And that only happens when you genuinely believe in what you're selling, but also when you know your ideal client well enough to show them exactly how that is possible for them and how it can happen for them. Exactly, Ariana, I hate high pressure selling. Honestly, it makes me cringe. I had someone come to me last year who was like, oh, I went to a coach and they told me to sell my sofa to work with her. And I was just like, that's just so gross. And also, what are you supposed to sit on? Like, we're not here to bully people. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking about shame selling. So we'll kind of have this conversation in a bit more detail. But you're not here to shame people into buying your stuff. You are here to talk directly to your ideal client. In your message, they will be attracted by you. You will pre-sell them by nurturing them. And then the actual sales bit is very, very simple, because 9 times out of 10 on that sales call or on that pitch or on that webinar or whatever, they're going to be like, oh my God, how can I pay you? That's the sign of an ideal client. That's the sign of an ideal client that has gone through the process, has been nurtured correctly, has been educated correctly, and now knows what their next step needs to be. Okay, so that's why it's important. And if you're not making money right now, the chances are that you don't know really who your ideal client is or how to talk to them. And it's super important. I love it, Ariana, you're who we've been looking for. You're so welcome, my love. But seriously, like, it's not about making it complicated. I'm really tired of it being so complicated in the online world and everyone filling out these stupid forms on, you know, what books do they read? What do they wear? Da 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 da. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. All you need to know is what characteristics do they have? Can they pay you? Can you solve their problem? If you can, great. Go do that. Go talk to them. You know, be human about it. Hey guys, do you have this problem? Yes. Okay. Would you like to know how I can help you? Yes. No. Either way, it's fine. You know, but we need to be talking to people and we need to understand who our ideal clients really are. You know, what is it that they want? And bear in mind that what your ideal client wants or thinks that they need is usually very, very different from what they actually need. You know, I get a lot of clients who come to me and they go, Jess, I need to learn how to do an automated webinar. They have no audience. So if they did an automated webinar, that'd be great. They still wouldn't sell anything because they've got nobody there. They need to increase their traffic, right? So what they want and what you know they need are sometimes going to be very different things, and it's down to you to educate them. Okay? What if you feel more comfortable with lower price products but targeted to more people versus higher ticket programs? Yeah, sure. I sell a lot of low ticket stuff. I don't worry about it. Anything high ticket for me is considered over $2,000. I sell a lot of stuff under $2,000. If you want to volume sell, and that's what I would call it, low ticket or volume selling, you need to have a large audience. So you need to be really, really good at being visible, at getting in front of your ideal client and, you know, selling those low ticket offers. Now, if you're selling low ticket offers because you're like, oh, I don't believe my clients will pay me anymore, that's a money mindset thing. And that's something you need to work through. Because I can tell you right now, it's going to take you just as much work to sell something at $20 as it is to sell something at $2,000. So in all honesty, if the $2,000 product is going to help and benefit your ideal client more, sell that because it's going to be just as much work. If you're like, no, actually, I think that my $47, $197, $497 offer is going to give them exactly what they need, sell them that. For God's sake, like, sell with integrity. Give them what they actually need, not like the highest price thing on the block. Just be aware that you're going to have to do more work in terms of traffic generation to get as many ideal clients as you can that understand what they need. Does that make sense? Internet cut out. What attributes do they have? Can they pay you? What else did you say? Basically just that. Characteristics. Can they pay you? That's pretty much it. Like, don't worry about the rest of it. Anything else is kind of fluff on the side. Is this making sense for everybody? Does anybody have any questions about this? If you do, like, absolutely fire away. You know I love a good question. But I don't want people to make it difficult for themselves. I don't want you guys to think, oh, you can't have more than one ideal client. You absolutely can. I've got 3. I market to 3 in very, very different ways. But I didn't start out that way. You know, and it can be really easy sometimes to look at people at the end of their journey and be like, oh yeah, but, you know, somebody like Kat Laterzo, for example, she sells a ton of low-end products, but she's also charging a lot for her one-to-one mentorship, her one-to-one private mentorship. So she has different clients at different levels, and that's fine. But just make sure that you take the time to master one. Learn how to market to one of them. Learn how to sell to one of them effectively, and then expand. And that will make your life so much easier. I don't feel comfortable putting out high ticket programs for what would really help people for them to go into debt or sell their account. Yeah, okay, you never want to be doing that. Like, asking people to go into debt and stuff is not the way you ever want to run a sales call. However, please remember that how somebody pays you is not your business, okay? And it's not for the record, I would never ever say to anybody, please get into debt to work with me. I never advocate that kind of sales. But when I say to somebody, do you want to do this? And they say yes, and they sign up and they make a payment, I don't ask where it comes from. It's not my business. Okay, it's not, and I don't make it my business. What I make my business is making sure that they get the results they want. That's what I care about. So how they pay me, I don't really I don't go into it with them. You know, if somebody says that money is the real issue for them, I'm not going to push it. I will send them to my free content and I'll be like, go do all that stuff, implement that, and then come back to me when you're ready. But if someone pays me, I'm not going to ask every single person, hey, what's your financial status look like right now? Because that's none of my business. You know, and I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not qualified to talk to people about their financial status. That's not my decision. My decision is, are they an ideal client? Can I get them the best results? Can I really help them? If all of those are yeses, I'm 150% on their side. I'm in with them. You know, exactly. The point Jess is making is that your ideal client won't have to sell the city. Yeah, exactly. They won't have to sell their sofa because they are ideal client, you know, and they already know and they have it planned. Okay, Stacey, I know who I love to work with. Now, where do I find her? See, this is the thing. Now you have to look at traffic. Okay, and when we're talking about sales, it's not about having like a 7-step process of finding clients or a 10-step checkpoint sheet to do, like to identify who they really are. It's about 2 things. Have traffic, so have a ton of people, and have a great offer. And if you have both of those things, you will make money. That's how sales works. You only need to have those 2 things. So if you currently have a great offer and you know who your ideal client is, now it's your job to go get the traffic. You know, whether that's that you decide to go down the route of paid advertising, whether it's that you go down the route of organic growth, so, you know, Facebook groups, Twitter, Instagram, either paid or free, whether it's that you go down the PR route, etc., etc., etc. It doesn't matter. The point is you need to get eyeballs on your offer. And if you have a ton of eyeballs, so if you're somebody who's like, I've got a huge Facebook group or I've got a huge email list and I've never sold to them, well, you are missing a trick, okay? Because you need to put a great offer in front of those people. That's how you're going to make money. Quite a lot of the time I see people and they come to me and they go, oh, I've got this email list, but I've never sold to them. And when I'm like, why not? They go, oh, it's only like 10 people or it's only like 100 people. It doesn't matter how big it is. The point is that those people actively want to be nurtured by you. They want to work with you. So please go and give them some love and nurture them and sell to them, because that is part of nurturing them. You know, selling to people makes them feel good if you do it right, because it makes them think, actually, you know, Jess cares. You know, she cares about what results I'm going to get, and she knows that this is going to be the right option for me, so she's putting it in front of me. How cool is that? Yeah, it's great. Like, that's great. And I love it when I'm in those sales processes. I'm in a mastermind right now. I paid $20,000 for it because the person who's running the mastermind reached out to me and went, hey, Jess, I think you need this. This is going to help you do X, Y, Z. Are you in? Like, in an email. And I was like, yeah, I'm in. Didn't even think about it. I was like, yep, okay, cool. Nothing. You know, my the coach that I'm working with on my own like development said to me, Jess, I think you need to do this. What do you think? And I'm like, yep. I'm in terms of buying, if I get a good sales pitch, not even a good sales pitch, if I think somebody has got the solution to my problem, I'm there. I'm going to make it happen. Doesn't matter. I'm my own ideal client, because that's what my ideal clients do. They show up. They do the work. You know, they make quick decisions. They know what they need and they go and make that happen. Lorraine, if you didn't have the cash there, would you still do it? I just paid quite a lot of money for Sam to get out of the army over Christmas. I didn't have the money there. I went and made it happen. I was like, okay, what can I do? How can I like get this money together for you? I've literally just spent an awful lot of our disposable income on this. What can I do? And she was like, okay, well, let's work this out. And I was like, okay, I can pay you this deposit and then I'm going to make this much revenue in January and I will pay the rest off in full. Is that cool? And she was like, yeah, that's fine. I made it happen. And I know that people, I do, and honestly it pains me because I know that people do struggle with money, and I've been there. I've been there when I was like, I can't afford a coach. You know, I've done that. But I busted my backside to do everything that I could. And when I couldn't afford a coach, I was like, right, I'm going to implement the free information I'm getting, and I'm going to implement that stuff. And that got me some results. And even though it wasn't the money I needed, I was like, well, let me go and see who I can, who will kind of work with me and be like, right, okay, what can you do? Where is the payment plan? What can I sign up for? You know, that's going to get me what I need. Money's tricky. I get that. You know, I make investments all the time that terrify me. It doesn't get any easier. It really doesn't. But ultimately, I'm all in. Like, I'm all in with my business. And it's not just a financial thing. It's a, if my business went bust tomorrow, I would go and stack shelves in a supermarket. I'd get a part-time job and I would do it on the side. And I would build it up all over again. Because it's not about the money for me. It's about the people I help. It's about creating the freedom that I want. It's about living the life I want to live. It's about being able to spend more time with my family. And if it means that I had to go back to corporate 3 days a week, I would. Hands down. Wouldn't even think about it. I'd just be like, okay, cool. If that means that I'm going to get the money to do what I want with my business, then I will do it. You know, and it did. It nearly came to that for me. And in all honesty, there are some parts of that lit a fire under me. And there were some parts of that terrified me because I never wanted to go back to corporate. But I would have done it. You know, and it makes me laugh even now. We had a supermarket open up by us recently, and I said to Sam, hey, if my business went bust, I might have to work there. And Sam was like, that's cool. You know, I would do it all day, every day, because I love what I do, and I'm determined that this will work and that this will always be successful and it will always be sustainable. And so if that meant that I had to swallow my pride for a couple of weeks, I'd do that. Like, my pride is worth nothing in comparison to the people that I could help. That's just how it is, you know, for me. And that's a personal thing. I know that people have families. I know that people have different kind of financial situations, but do what you can for the level that you're at. That's my advice. Julie asking where the payment comes from is my business. I love that. Yeah, it is. I'll know when we start to work together. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. Spend a little, live a lot. Exactly, right? So just think about it. You know, when you are thinking about your ideal client, remember that it doesn't have to be this complicated process. Just think about it. Who can you help and what with? You know, who can you help what with? What characteristics do they have? You know, get that offer in front of them, get the traffic on the offer and get it out there. That's all you need to be doing, especially if you're somebody who is new to business or who is, you know, thinking about branching out into a new ideal client area. That's what you need to be doing. Testing, getting offers out there, getting it in front of them, getting your message there. That's it. Driving traffic to that offer, making sales, and master it. Then master how you do it, how it works for that particular ideal client, and automate it. And that's literally it. That's the process. Okay. Are there any questions I've missed? No. If you've got any questions, guys, please absolutely go ahead. Unashamedly, I'm going to promote the fact that I was in Forbes today. Yay! So if you haven't read it, go and check it out because it's pretty cool. And again, you know, that Forbes article is written based on the fact that I had zero money when I started my business, and it tells you I literally paid for a Mac, which was £847, and I spent £100 on internet for the year because I was like, I'm going to pay for it in advance. And the article is about how to start a business on a shoestring. I did that. And you can see in the article, it'll tell you like how much my profit was for that year, you know, what I invested my money in, ClickFunnels, Facebook ads, and a coach. And you can see that that's how I grew my business. I didn't, you know, I had no money. I started with very little. And, you know, it can be done. It's not about whether you have money right now. It's about, okay, well, go and find a way to make it work. Is there a free option? Is there a low end option? Is there a medium option? Is there a high ticket option, like, that can help you get there faster, quicker, easier? Okay, so check that out if you haven't already. Remember as well, my prices do go up on Monday, because yesterday we talked about mindset and money shifts, and I'm committing to that. So if you do want to book in with me for an intensive or anything, please, please, please just drop me a message. Like I say, I'm not going to tell you to sell your sofa, because I'm not like that. But if you're thinking, I need to get a 90-day sales and marketing plan in place and a launch plan in place and all that kind of good stuff, do drop me a message. I'm determined that I'm just going to make these happen for people. So please don't kind of get stuck up in finances. Just get stuck up in, let's just get shit done and make it happen. Yay, Ariana, I'm messaging you. Yeah. Woo-hoo. So please make sure you do that before Monday, and I will be back tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to talk about one of my favourite topics that I've never spoken in here about before. Can you believe it? We're talking about anti-shame selling. I love it. I'm thinking I might sell the kids, might get more than for my old sofa. I love it. Your kids can come and work for me. Tell them. But yeah, seriously, like, tomorrow we're going to be talking about anti-shame selling. And I'm going to be calling out a few of the traditional sales myths, and how you can sell with integrity, because let's face it, the sell your sofa, sell your car is just sleazy and gross, and there is a very different way of handling money objections. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how you can handle those really awkward money objections that terrify people, and how you can sell without sleaze, grime, grossness. Alright, so yay! I can't get them to work for me. Yeah, it's different. I'd bribe them with, like, Max cuddles. Probably wouldn't actually. Max is like a psycho. But, you know, I'd find something. It'd be like, maybe I'll just, like, cover my flat in pictures of Channing Tatum or something. Maybe that would get it going. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today, my lovelies. I will see you tomorrow. I'll be here at 5 p.m. tomorrow UK, 12 noon EST, 11 a.m. CST. And if you need me for anything in the interim, just drop me a message or tag me in a post. Also, we have 1,804 members, or 1,803 members at the moment. So we've only got 200 people before we hit 2,000, which is huge. So yeah. I'm going to kind of maybe celebrate that. Maybe we'll do like a contest or a giveaway or something when we get to 2,000 members, because I think that would be cool. So if you know anybody that is a fabulous female entrepreneur that isn't in here yet, go and invite them, because when we get to 2,000 members, I'm going to do something special, like a dance party. All right, my loves, have wonderful, wonderful afternoons, evenings, mornings, wherever you are in the world. I really, really appreciate you, and I really appreciate all of the support today. Seriously, I was completely overwhelmed by Forbes. The Dossies will tell you that I went in there and was like, oh my god. And I've really appreciated all of the support and all of the lovely words and messages. So thank you from like the bottom of the big Jess heart. I really appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow.